Hi everybody, and welcome back to another video from Beetle Knees Plays. And I'm just having a quick look at Transport Fever 2. I've had somebody request actually that in light of the console version coming out on the 9th of March, I would have a look at the map editor and show people what that is like. Now, I don't really know how it's going to change on the console version. It'll be mainly the UI that will change, I would think, because of having to use the controller. But I would imagine the basic principle will still be the same. So here goes anyway. So you've got two basic options here, apart from the usual campaign and everything. You've got free game, which is here. Now in here you can basically set a kind of standard type of map and various parameters and whatever, which I'll come back to in a minute. In fact, I'll just show you this actually. If you notice this bit up here, which is play map, in here are listed maps that you've either created yourself or you've downloaded. Now you notice that I've downloaded a couple of Great Britain maps because I was considering actually doing a series of videos on a map of Great Britain, and so I've downloaded those in readiness. So they are the maps there, and any that you create yourself will also be in this section here. Okay, but there is this other part down here which is the map editor. So this is where you can go to create maps right from scratch, basically. So there's two ways of going about it. You can either do one with various presets, if you like, and there's also a custom function here. So if you just look at the presets just to start with, we've got temperate climate, we've got dry climate and tropical climate. It's all pretty self-explanatory really. Then you've got the types of vehicles that you want to cover. So do you want European vehicles, do you want USA vehicles, or do you want Asian vehicles? I mean, obviously it's depending on where you're going. I mean, you can go totally daft, you know, you can have a tropical map with European vehicles, I suppose, or vice versa. It's entirely up to you how you go about it, but obviously to keep it real, you tend to sort of match these up, you know, temperate with Europe and dry with perhaps, I don't know, it could be either Asia or USA, that really, couldn't it? But you get the idea. Map size, you can choose small, medium, large, very large, and then you've got different various map formats. So you've got 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. Is there any more there? No, that's it. That's the only ones you've got. That's your seed. Don't worry too much about that at the moment. You can put it in if you like, but it's not really necessary at this stage, as you'll see in a while. Below here you've got game options. You've got town cargo needs, so up to 4 cargo types, or you can just keep it to 2, or you can have 6. So that's that one. And then industry closure frequency, you can set that to never, rarely, sometimes, often, very often. And then you've got industry density target, which obviously is a similar kind of thing. You get the idea. So once you've created all those, you'd then go to start. But just let me show you the custom part as well. So if you look at custom here, you notice that gets rid of all these options here, because you're going to create it with some further parameters really. So in here you have got a place where you can have a look at all the mods that you've downloaded. Now I've downloaded quite a few. I've not got them sort of active at the moment, apart from these two which just help along with the frame rate on a PC version. Now, I don't know whether the console version is going to have mods. I would imagine it will, but I don't know. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. But if you go in advanced settings here, you've then got sort of further options like you had on that other page with the thumbnails. You've got further options to choose from. So climate, you've got, you know, it's a similar sort of options really as what you had before. Vehicles, you can choose various different vehicles there, just like before. What types of names do you like? So obviously if it's like I'm in the UK, you wouldn't really have Asian names, and vice versa. So you can choose what type of kind of language names you want there. Environment. So I think the difference in environment and climate, I think climate is the weather patterns, if you like, and the environment is what the ground looks like, the kind of painting on the ground, if you like. And then what difficulty do you want? You can have easy, hard, medium, very hard. That seems to read a bit wrong, that, doesn't it? Easy. Oh, there we go. It's because I had it hard selected. So easy, hard, medium, very hard. Yeah, there you go. And then you can change all of these as well. So maximum loan. All these are pretty standard. I'm not going to go through them all, but if you want to sort of increase the loan or decrease the loan interest, etc. So you've got all various different things: town growth, public transport, private transport, cargo supply. You can change all the parameters to your heart's content. So once you've sorted all that lot, you could save that if you've changed anything, and we come back out of that again. And you can choose whether it's a small map. Well, we've been through all that, haven't we? Actually, I've just realised. So once you've got all that sorted out, you then click Start, and this will load a sort of basic map. I mean, you won't have anything on it to start with, as you'll see in a minute. It just takes a few seconds to load up. So okay, so we're now into the map editor for proper. Now, if I just get the angle a little bit better there, you'll see that we've just basically got just a square. We chose the one-to-one format, and we've just got a basic flat square. So what you were doing before were more like the game parameters, if you like, but this is more the actual map editor. So the first one to look at is this one here. So this is where I said that the seed on the other page didn't really matter, because you can reseed it here anyway. You can keep changing this, and you'll see this guide here sort of kind of shows you what kind of map it's creating. So what I'll do is actually I'll put beetle knees in, and oops, and see what that comes up with. So that's brought that up there, and as you can see here, you can change the hilliness. So if I put the hilliness up to there, it will give us more hills, and if I increase the water, it should give us some more water. There you go. And more forest, it will obviously give us more forest. So you can play around with this to your heart's content, basically. Once you're happy with what we've got, I'll just reduce the forest a little bit. Now, up here we've got import and export. Now, so you can actually import and export maps. Now, I don't know whether that's going to be a feature on the console versions. I've no idea, and I've not played around with this, if I'm honest. So I'm not entirely sure of how this actually works. But yeah, I know you can import and export maps, obviously because of this bit here. So it's probably going to be more, I would say, on PC, that, because you're dealing with files and what have you, and me on Geforce Now, and if you're on console, you're just not going to be able to have access to those files. So I don't think this will be relevant on the console version, unless they've created some kind of cloud save thing you can have or whatever, I don't know. But anyway, once you've got all these parameters sorted out, you then click Generate, and you will see the map magically generate right before our eyes, and there we go, and that's the exact map what we had before. Now you might notice there's no cities on it or industries or anything like that. It's just a basic map, which is what we've created, and providing we're happy with that, we can move on. So we move on to the next one, which is towns and industries. So here you can choose the number of towns you want. You can have up to 13. I'll set it to about 8. Now bear in mind, the more you have, the slower your game will probably run, especially as it gets further into it and your cities start to expand and everything. So just be a little bit careful with exactly how many towns you do start with. I'll reduce that back down to probably take it down to 4 actually. And then you've also got industries as well. So you can see your industries dotted about. So they're all kind of placed randomly. But if you're happy with that, you can then click generate, and that will now put on those towns. And has it put the towns on? Let's just click that again. No, you have to click those separately. So that's now put the towns on. So if we close that down, you can see that we've got a town there and one up there, and I don't know where the others are at the moment. That's one there, isn't it? So yeah, you've got all your towns and industries that you set up. So if we go to here now, we now have main connections. So we can just have default, which is that basically, or you can clear it. But basically, we'll just keep it to default, have it on that, generate that, just to show you at the moment, and that will put the default connections on. So as you can see here, we've now got some roads down here which are connecting the various industries and towns. So that's those three there. Now you've also got these here. So sorry, not that one. If you click this one, for example, you get a window pops up here, and you can choose what size town you like and place it manually without it being random. You can just place it wherever you like. So let's choose a medium-sized town, and we will go for tools and food, and we will choose machines as an industry. So let's just place it here, and we've done that, and it just places a random town wherever you like. So it's totally flexible how you want to do this type of thing. If you go back to here, you notice that there it says keep existing towns. So if you want to change things around but you want to keep the towns that you've already created, if you click that, then if you do regenerate it, it will keep the existing towns and industries. I think there's one for industries as well. Yeah, so it'll keep the existing towns and industries, but add the new ones to those. So that's that. You can also change the date. So notice we've got the start date there of 1950. So if we zoom in onto these towns, it should, we'll get it playing a little bit as well. The buildings and towns and everything should look like they, you would expect them to look like in 1950. Now, if we change that to 1850, which you do just by going to there and double-clicking on that and changing that to 1850. But what I've found is what you have to do is you have to actually regenerate the town. So any towns that's already there, new buildings will start to be built via according to that date. But obviously the existing buildings will still be of the old date which we initially set. So what you really need to do is regenerate all your towns by going back into here. So if you regenerate them all, you uncheck that so you're not keeping the existing industries and towns, and then it'll regenerate totally new towns, but they'll be of the new time period that you've changed down there. Okay, so that's that. Once you've done all that, you then simply go up to here or wherever it will be on the console version and click save map. Now you have an option, two options here of either save and play or just save. So save and play will obviously just carry on. It'll keep the map what you've got loaded up and you'll be able to play the game. But we'll save and we'll just keep it with the file name as new game, and we'll quit out of it. And then what I'll show you here now then, I mean, you can go back in and edit that if you like. So you notice there it says load map. So I can load that map and you can go back in and re-edit it if you like. And if we go back to free game now, so we've done with the map editor now, we go into free game. So this brings us back to that first part I showed you at the beginning of the video, where you can just basically do a very basic map and start playing that. But you can also now from here load that mapping that you've just created. So we can see that map we called new game there. We've just created it today at 4:06, and we can start to play that particular map, and it will load that map in. And this is how you can start to play it from this particular section. Come on, just a little bit more. And here we are, and we're back into it. So as you can see, we've got all the options here. We've got, because we're in 1950, we've got the option of air travel and all the rest. So if we zoom in, you'll see the vehicles are of that particular time period, and the buildings and what have you. So that's basically it. I don't think there's anything else to show you really. Let's just quit out of that just for a quick check. Just go back into free game. Yeah, as I said, I think that's basically it. So in here, as you can see on this basic one, you can choose small. Again, your map formats and your towns and your industries, and then how much hilliness you want, how much water, how much forest, what type of seed you want to put in there. You can just choose a random one by clicking that. And yeah, that's basically it. So this is your basic kind of section. The other map editor is where you can go into it in more detail and take it from there. So hopefully this video has been, or has been, I should say, enlightening for you, helpful for you, and it's hopefully taught you something if you don't know much about Transport Fever 2. It's a really good game. I really enjoy playing it, and if you have enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more videos and click that notification bell. It would be really, really appreciated. So thanks again, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.